I am here with my dear friend Buzz the Bee from Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. You are going to want to keep a close eye on the weather today, am I right? And let me tell you, it's time now for your local weather report, brought to you by Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Let's buzz on over to the Main Street Media TV Weather Center.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather on Main Street.
Well, good Wednesday morning. Taylor Platt here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center with a quick look at your forecast. Starting off the day, a few clouds around, temperatures getting up into the 70s and 80s quickly. Maybe a small chance of an isolated shower or storm during the day. I think most places end up being dry. Your evening forecast should be dry across the area with temperatures still hanging on to that 70-degree mark. By the time we get to the morning, we will have a possible batch of showers that move through with cloudy conditions and temperatures in the 60s. 7-day forecast looks like this by the time we get to the weekend. Really good, nice weather is expected across the area. Really good, nice weather. I guess you could make any word you want with that. Fantastic, beautiful, whatever it is. It is looking great this weekend. Mostly sunny skies with temperatures in the middle 70s.
Thank you for that update. Tune in each day on Mornings on Main Street for an up-to-date weather report brought to you by Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. All of their contact information is below. Have a great day.
Good morning, Stefanie.
Good morning. I get hot tea.
Good Mornings on Main Street. I'm your host, Stefanie Miller. This destination, Music City's Country Music Hall of Fame, is known as an international museum and among the most visited museums in the United States. Last year alone, 1.5 million visitors made a trip to the Country Music Hall of Fame in Nashville. We're in luck today. We get to learn all about visitor engagement, educational programs, and experiences for the whole family. Stick with us here at Mornings on Main Street so you can hear from the Vice President of Development, Senior VP of Education, amongst other titles, Lisa Purcell. She recently sat down with Taste of Nashville host John Dwyer and Devon O'Day. We'll have that interview for you coming up, but first, let's get a check of our headlines. Significant increase in funding dedicated to the children's advocacy centers across the state. This investment will directly support victims of child abuse. Centers that will benefit from this funding include the Child Advocacy Center for the 23rd Judicial District, the local CAC serving Cheatham, Dixon, Houston, Humphreys, and Stewart counties. Homes for Our Troops, a nonprofit that specializes in building homes for veterans who have been injured since 2000, is building its next home in Rutherford County for this Brentwood native and Army veteran, William Thomas, and his family. Thomas was serving in Afghanistan in March of 2012 when his vehicle drove over an improvised explosive device. He sustained severe injuries to his right leg, vision impairment, and a brain injury. Doctors eventually had to amputate his right leg above the knee. The family's home is expected to be ready in September or October. Homes for Our Troops has now built 11 homes in Tennessee. Writing and broadcasting about the accomplishments of Wilson County athletes, Wilson Post and the Chronicle of Mount Juliet sports editor Tommy Bryan is gearing up for his next chapter, retirement. Main Street Media of Tennessee owner Dave Gould says that Bryan has set the standard for sports coverage across the state. And while we are very sad to see him retire, we are excited that he will have time to relax, travel, and enjoy life. You can read through these stories and many others from our Middle Tennessee communities just by going to mainstreetmediatn.com.
So Busy Bee is a very close-knit family. We fight just like every family does. We have arguments, but we always come out with a solution to the problems. We don't just fight about what we want, we fight about what customers need. We want to make sure that every customer we go to is more than satisfied. And that doesn't just start whenever we show up at their door. That starts when we show up every day at work. We want to make sure that we are serving our customers to the best of our ability.
You're seeing the signs too, right?
What signs?
Step into the Lionel retail store at Opry Mills, Nashville, and you'll be captivated by all the magic of the 123-year history of Lionel trains. Whether you're already a train enthusiast or just getting started, Lionel will energize your love for trains. NASCAR fan? Come check out your local Lionel station to learn all there is to know about model trains and die-cast NASCAR collectibles. Visit nashville.lionel.com or call 615-455-9399.
The coolest part of the Omni is it's right next to the Country Music Hall of Fame.
You don't even have to, and this was one of the more brilliant things when they decided to build this downtown campus, right?
Yeah.
Was to have the Omni and then have the Country Music Hall of Fame. And we have somebody who has more titles than Glenn Campbell has hits, I think. But it's incredible. Lisa Purcell joins us.
Thanks. It's so great to be with you both today, and thanks so much for bringing me into the neighbored space. And gosh, we share your excitement for the Omni, and they're wonderful partners. It couldn't be better to be connected to them.
VP of Development, Senior VP of Education, Development and Community Outreach, Senior VP External Affairs, Executive VP External Affairs, I mean, you're here, so that's good.
We can't put all that under her face right now as you're watching this show, is
That's
what
right.
we're saying.
Yeah.
You have a lot of hats, and you do a lot for the Country Music Hall of Fame.
I have about the coolest, most fun job all of the time because I get to work closely with the museum, with the creative community, with education of diverse audience, and just broad storytelling so people know what's happening at the museum, feel welcome, and can engage with us. And that's the whole thing. Being in a town where the history is held, and then additionally being in the town where the community engages, gives us such a unique opportunity to share stories with people globally from a first-person perspective of the creators. And gosh, we could not do what we do without the creative community, and we're so fortunate to be an international museum located in the hometown where so many of our creators live. It's such a unique place to work, endlessly interesting, incredibly exciting, and gosh, just glad to share it with you today.
Let's talk a little bit about education. What do you have to educate people about? You know, people come here, they love country music or they know about it, but there are so many programs for kids and for teenagers and for adults and people that wouldn't even know they liked country music until they go to one of your experiences.
Absolutely. And we definitely have programming for whole families of all ages. People often think, like, I'm coming to the museum with my family, and it could be a husband and wife, it could be with kids, but it's definitely a great activity for everyone. And we try to have something for every age. Last year, the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum is among the most visited museums in America. So we had 1.5 million guests in nearly last year. What? So when you think of that, it's like, okay, so how do you engage people more? We have general visitor programs, like public programs and activities, whether it is a songwriter session every Saturday or a musician spotlight every Sunday or a deep dive on exhibitions. For kids and families, we're home to the Taylor Swift Education Center. So we have drop-in programs constantly. We wrote about 10,000 songs with kids last year. We're a history museum. So gosh, even if you do or do not love country music as a first listen, it's an American history museum that tells the story of America through its music, country music. So there's truly something for everybody.
The number one attraction, do you have a foam finger for that? Don't you think? Okay,
Yes.
Well, we'll use these for I'm onto something. We're going to market that. Number one attraction in Nashville, the source there, the Nashville Business Journal. I know this always happens. What do you do when people from out of town come? This is always the thing.
Good question.
But it can be intimidating. It's like because we remember when it was on Music Row, right? Like 40, you said 40,000 square feet. Now it's
350,000.
And it's just like, what do you take in? How do you conquer it?
You know, that is an amazing question and challenge for our curators, and they're game for it. So we have an exhibition called Sing Me Back Home, and it takes you on a journey through country music from the roots of America, because immigration and the diverse ways people that came to the country and brought their music with them and how it developed these sounds. We go from that, and then it picks up in a really strong way around commercialization and radio and recordings. And from the 1920s, we are running period by tastes and flavors and how culture inflects music and what's happening historically. And we get all the way down to present day in that timeline. And then we pepper it with different exhibitions, and we try to be really intentional about making sure there's something for everyone. If Taylor Swift is your entry point along the way, maybe you'll discover Shania Twain. Maybe before that you will uncover Reba, and maybe before that you'll uncover Patsy Cline,
Tanya Tucker.
So it's all interconnected.
All right, I'm done. That was.
And there's something for everyone, and we really try.
Well, you have one of the coolest segments that I love, the Poets and Prophets that you do. If you have not gone to one of the songwriter sessions in the Ford Theater, oh my gosh, it's so amazing.
Thank you for saying so. So every Saturday, the museum has a songwriter session. The songwriter sessions, if you've been to the Bluebird Cafe or wanted to experience songwriting all in one time, free, no additional charge with museum ticket based on availability, roll into our Ford Theater, enjoy a songwriter sharing their songs and telling their story and their craft and talking about their craft every Sunday, musician spotlights, and then going to your Poets and Prophets in Nashville Cats. Songwriters and musicians are such an important part of the story, and the museum selects 3 poets, so Poets and Prophets, amazing songwriters with very storied careers, and same on the musician side for Nashville Cats, selects 3 a year and does a deep audio-visual dive on those artists and musicians' careers and walk through their history with audio-visual led by a museum curator, and generally there's some music in that too. So just all of the ways that we can tell stories, and 2, elevating the role of songwriters and musicians in popular culture and capturing it on media and making it available on our website for free. Such an important part of documenting American history, and stays with people for their lives. It's just a really important touchstone and an accomplishment, and we feel like, in no intention of being morbid in any way, when some Nashville Cats or poets pass away, that we have their story and history to share with media and to share with fans. It's just such an important part of our work of collecting and preserving the history. So that happens archival in collections in so many different ways, and that's what our job is, to hold all these things in the public trust.
You have it in queue. You have it, ready to go. The theater there. My experience at News 2, one of the many in that theater is somebody said, hey, we need somebody to cover this Neil Young thing, and so when he was doing a country album. The thing to try to keep ahead with these types of buildings and events is the technology, right? People expect to up your game, and it sounds like you have not only been ahead of the curve, but way ahead to make sure it's very interactive for all ages.
Thank you for saying so. We are constantly challenged to how do we share this story. Our job is to collect, care for, and share this story with global audience. So really proud that our social media channels have exceeded 1 million followers over the last year. And the sky is the limit. So how you produce things as folks that are part of content making every day, short form, quick things, to these long form programs. What we've learned is people will find good content in whatever length, and it's our job to service people in all of the ways that they need it, in the galleries with audiovisual and collections, and then online too. One of my favorite online things that I just need to share is we started doing exhibits online in the pandemic, and making resources online in the pandemic. Correct. And sometimes, those hardships create silver linings. It's how do we continue to serve? What do we do? And we have a variety of those online now, so diverse interests. I'll point out two that I think that have really spoken to me, but they all do. So it's like It's impossible to have favorite children, but to give you a sense of depth and breadth and texture, we have an exhibit called Suiting the Sound that is online, all free to access at countrymusichofoffame.org, and it is all of the original tailors that designed this iconic country bedazzled look and rodeo tailor looks, which end up being immigrants to the United States more than not, whether it's Manuel or Nudie or otherwise. It's not what you think, and it's all of those populations coming together that is America that create this iconic country look. So it walks you through the history of rodeo tailors. And then on the complete other end of it, one of the things we take a lot of pride in chronicling is diversity in our town and in Music Row and all of the sounds. So we have a Music Row experience that talks about all of the recording studios and the kinds of music created there, that gives you like a little tour that you could take yourself.
Nice.
And shares music and what the spaces look like that have since been raised. So I think it's enjoyable
Not to be
for
forgotten.
folks. Yes. The history keeps building.
The Medal of the Arts.
Oh, thank you for asking that too. Last year, the museum won the Medal of the Arts, which is the United States' highest honor in the arts. And we were so honored. I mean, for all of us, for this whole community, from what we have researched, there have been three museums that have been honored with that in history. It's usually given to individuals. So folks in the equivalent of our pledge class were ranged from the Medal of the Arts in Humanities and Art were awarded in the same time period. So everyone from Steven Spielberg and Spike Lee to Queen Latifah and the Country Music Hall of Fame, we're all in this group, and you get this amazing citation. This is totally a surprise to you, and you get this amazing citation that says why. And the people that are on this blue ribbon committee, who we have no idea who they are and made this determination for the United States, wrote that we received this because we preserve history, honor genres of the genre, inspire future generations to write their own American story. And we were like, gosh, these people understand us so thoroughly and spent time really considering us, and we were just so honored. But honored for country music and honored for everyone. It's something to be shared.
Yeah, it's the arts, the Medal of the Arts, and that's so cool. And we've got that right here. And if you have not been to the Country Music Hall of Fame and you live in Nashville, shame on you. You're missing out. And the coolest gift shop in the world, I'm just going to tell you right now. But tell us how they can find out all the information. And can you be a member?
Yes, thank you for asking. You can definitely be a member. For locals, Davidson and all bordering counties, if you have kids 18 and under are free. If you're coming and accompanying them, especially as you're thinking towards summer, adults 25% off accompanying them. In January's, we have Pay What You Want for locals. We're out in the community. We have a locals hub page of our website at countrymusichofoffame.org, so you can request programs in your classroom, you can come on free days, you can get some sense of activities, and you know when we're in your neighborhoods offering free programs. So yes, all of the things, but membership's where it's at. In my opinion, all of the opportunities are. You can come anytime for free. The great programs we talked about are free with admission, so come and take advantage of this.
Lisa Purcell of the Country Music Hall. I wish you could sell the place. I worry about your enthusiasm.
I know. We don't know nothing about it after talking with you.
That's just fantastic. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
Thank you so much for joining us here at Mornings on Main Street. Be sure to download our mobile app, Main Street Media TV Mobile, to catch all of our episodes of Mornings on Main Street Sports Today, Taste of Nashville, Community Checkup, and all other programming. Have a wonderful afternoon. We'll see you back here tomorrow.